Good afternoon, everyone. Oh, do I sound? I don't think I actually sound different today, but in my ears, I sound different to me. So I've got some brand new headphones. Let me show you, courtesy of Skull Candy. They are wireless, but I have them plugged in out of respect for how long we might be here. So very kindly sent to me. I put it on my Instagram. If anyone follows me on Instagram, let me log in. Ooh. Yeah, I like how they sound. It's for first. I've had like a pair of wireless headphones before that I use for like walking around and listening to music or whatever. But this is the first one I've had that is actually for my PC. Let me go to my profile. Let me do the thing so you can see it. Bang. There we go. That was taken right there. Yeah, no, I actually really like them. Oh, wait, how do I just get to next image? There we go. Yep, they sent me this little box. Wasn't even expecting it, honestly. Wasn't expecting it. Just turned up. Said I got a missed parcel, so I went and collected my missed parcel. Picked it up. Bit confused. It had like the battery and warning and stuff. I got this nice little thing. There we go. So yeah, nice of them. I think this is their new line as well. Yeah, so happy with my new headphones. Excited to I can like unplug them and walk away. I'm a little bit skeptical of how or not skeptical, but a little bit, I don't know how the audio will work when I like, let me see if I unplug it now. Wait. Oh, it just works. I can still hear it. I've unplugged the cable, it still works. So I could get up and go for a little walk around. My mic is obviously still the standing one. It does come with a mic. It's behind me right now. But the headphones just work, yeah. All right. Okay, have I got everything going? YouTube is going. Hello, YouTube. Recording's going. PC has decided not to shit itself today, which is nice of it. Thanks, CJ. Hope you're well too. You can take us with you when you go get another sandwich. Exactly. All right, so let's see what we're working with here. Yeah, first game of the day is going to be Twisted Minds up against Vision, a repeat of the 5-mapper we had yesterday. These are some of the highlights we're seeing now. Basically, what happened yesterday was we had a super tight opening map on Ilios. Oh, thank you, Fap. Easy clap. A single clap. There we go. We put the background audio on for you as well. So this is the lower bracket finals. We had this matchup happened yesterday. The upper bracket semi-finals had a very tight Ilios, followed by back-to-back full holds by Team Vision to give themselves a 2-1 lead before Twisted Minds turned it all around and got through in the end. So actually very excited. This is going to be a very tight series, I think. Yeah, winner plays Al could see it in the grand final. We're going to get both of those games today. It's going to be best of 5 in the lowers, best of 7 in the uppers. So, lots of good action. Should be fun. Should be good. And another chance to see, let me just update the Twisted Minds versus Team, is it Team Vision or Vision Esports? Where am I going? Shouty League. Team Vision. Okay. A TM versus TV. Does Alcancia look beatable at all? Yeah, I mean, Alcancia did win, spoiler warning I guess, did win the upper bracket final 3-0 yesterday, which would maybe maybe undermine some of that, but I think, well, they still look like heavy favourites. 2 of those maps were pretty close, so I think it's not a shoe-in for Alcad, but still make them favourites. These are Psycho brought out the scarf. I'm trying to peek and peer now. I think Psycho is actually on the far side of the stage, so I can't see him now. Yeah, so this tournament is independent of the Esports World Cup and qualification and everything like that, from what I understand. This is very much, if I bring you up the Wikipedia again. Oh, didn't mean to pause here. Very much, the amount hasn't been confirmed yet, but just points in there. They're doing, do you remember we had like circuit points last year? They're kind of doing a version of that. There are 4 majors across the year. Major 1. Back here, you see Alcatzir actually won that one as well. 4-3. Over back, we're on Major 2 now. Yeah, Major 2. So basically, the 3 majors lead into essentially the 4th and final major, which is a championship situation. And this is the big one. These ones are just to make sure you qualify for the big one. I mean, honestly, with how Vision and Alcad and Twisted Minds have been doing, they are all well and truly on course to reach that point anyway. And then we'll get a big showdown at the end of the year. I don't know if they've confirmed dates or anything for that yet, but we'll just bide our time and wait for the Overwatch to come to us. Hey Turlins, did you win scrims yesterday? Vision has the same core of people, but they can't use AMDP, the tank they're using, because he's underage. He is 16 at the moment, I think, so he can't play in Face It Masters or AWCS yet. So they use Tama instead. They also use Albert a fair amount in Face It Masters as well. Mostly what we've seen him play here is it's Violet and 1 in the backline, Troy and Slowdive on the DPS, and AMDP on tank. In fact, that's the only lineup we've seen him play here. A 6-0 easy win, scrim too low. Ready for the big leagues. Who's Tama? Tama is, let me get, I want to say Austrian. I'll fact check myself. I think he's Austrian, but I actually really like Tama as a player. I think people often people throw around the term next up quite a lot, but I think Tama is actually well and truly on that trajectory. So really excited. I think Vision are in a great spot to yeah, I did actually cut my hair. Thank you for noticing, Tony Poke. But I think Tama is well and truly on course. Vision, I think, are favourites to get themselves out of the promotion relegation games. Well, firstly out of Face It Masters playoffs, which are happening this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then onwards and upwards to promotion relegation. I think Vision are likely to win both of those events in EMEA. So stay tuned for all of that. If you are wanting to watch Face It Masters this weekend, myself and Unter are going to be casting it on this channel right here, and obviously Unter's as well. And we're going to be doing Saturday and Sunday. I'm not doing Friday, but I think Unter is doing Friday. I was told there is a new mobile slot. Mate, not only is there a new mobile slot, but you actually can even choose the game. I've got another sponsorship in the works that we'll be looking at maybe next week. But in the meantime, if you type !grab, you can go to my Grab Tap page. And on the Grab Tap page, you can pick from games. And if you use the link from my Grab Tap page, you can go to that. Thank you, Alpha. You can go to that page, download some games, and if you play any of these games, you support me. You can also win prizes as well. You can win gift cards for things like Amazon and Just Eat and stuff when you amass points. And then I also get some kickback as well. So if you do want to play, you know, some of these games, Warpath, if you want to pick up Matchmasters, Monopoly Go, my wife plays so much Monopoly Go. She's on like level 18,000 or something. Unfortunately, if you already play any of these games, it doesn't count. It has to be a new download or a new install. So, if anyone wants to play a bit Monopoly Go, try and catch my wife level 18,000, or everyone at my Masters, or anyone wants to play Tiki Solitaire, Warpath I think we're going to play on stream next week, so keep your eyes on that one. Maybe hold off if that's the one you're interested in. But this one seems to be the most popular, King of Avalon. Yeah, if you want to do that, do that. All you need to do, you don't have to buy stuff in game if you don't want to, just playing through the levels helps support me and helps get you rewards as well. So, nice little thing that Stream Elements have set up. We'll see how it goes, but a nice little form of if you want something to do while we wait for all these games. We don't have to wait too much longer. Because it's time. We're going straight into Busan. Rematch from that upper bracket semi-final. Twisted Minds up against Team Vision. Let me stop myself getting flashbanged. And we can lock in for this one, hey? No, so winner of Face It goes to promotion relegation. Doesn't directly feed into the Esports World Cup at all. So, ban-wise, let's catch ourselves up. Baptiste banned from Twisted Minds. Interesting that Twisted Minds are not protecting the sim here. But Team Vision are not going to run that, so they're going to run a Kiri Tracer version instead. So, really Team Vision, side fight heavy. And we've seen Violet and Choi really take over against Twisted Minds yesterday in this. But for now, Quartz has repelled Vuramatra, which means they can turn their attention onto this two-person group. They've actually even killed Vuramatra in main. Now all of TM will move over to point, clear them out, kill Violet. Choi is still behind, but they've got the first flip. Quartz looking for take that Chul, has full pocket. Meanwhile, the Sim TP to clear the high ground. Super useful to have the Sim here on this Busan downtown, because you saw that position that Slow Dive was just cleared out of. Such a strong position for Freyers to hold. Slow Dive though, gonna re-peek in, take snap, and you can see the idea right now. You see Choi's going to get some point pressure, Slow Dive's going to try and swing on the high ground, and then they're just going to slowly but surely try and control the map. It's up to Twisted Minds to try and use these TPs to interrupt that, but with Yubi dying early, there's no TPs. They're on the back foot. Team Vision are taking the map. Choi's pressure in the back line. Can't get the kill onto Psycho though. Will regroup underneath, and they have secured the flip themselves right now. Twisted Minds is going to reset, pick up their sim, take the fight again. Not great position for Vision now. They're all mainly stuck on the high ground, but they're just going to go head to head. Is that Tracer pressure behind? Kitsune rush to start forcing point. The Psycho gets one shot as he goes for it. Team Vision don't quite have any support ults yet, but it is all hands from AMTP as he blocks that one. Pulse bomb in the back is good, and Choi is going to pull them apart from the back. That Kitsune rush comes to nothing, but one shot onto the Kiri. Psycho obviously filling in at Kiriko for this tournament. But that is a clean fight for Vision, and it means they get to hold on to both support ults for this next fight as well. Twisted Minds, options are limited here. They are behind in terms of support ults. Have to try and be explosive here. Look for them to potentially just use an aggressive TP. For now, it's just a side TP to take a bit of space. Next TP might be the true aggressive one, but we've got to try and keep eyes on this Tracer and the threats behind as they walk up. Quartz is trying to poke his way in now. One bolt, looking for more onto one, can't find it though. It's going to be an Annihilation, or Kitsune Rush rather, aggressively from Violet. Doesn't find anything, and Twisted Minds are going to choose to disengage, but Quartz has been left behind. He's in big trouble, 8 HP, and Choi will finish that one. The rest of TM going to make their way over to point, but AMDP should be able to contest this. No, they actually managed to get a flip out of it. Now back on point, still ult advantage. Vision have more things to drop in, but now Astro, he can drop the beat coming through in response to this Ray. Yubi's going to TP onto the high ground. Annihilation coming out from KSA and all of this. AMDP does not quite have it yet. The Ray is going to expire. Sim all over the top now from UB. Team Vision are desperate for this Annihilation from AMDP. And a Slow Dive, he's taken down by Quartz, who's using that Sim wall to win that duel. And now more pressure onto AMDP. He has just been blocking this entire time. He's not got the ult. Astro will finish the job. Violet's going to get one in the back, but it's not enough to turn the course of the fight. Twisted Minds win the fight after getting the early flip as well. Annihilation coming back, but Psycho nearly has a Kitsune Rush with which to match this, which means those ults should, in theory, stalemate out each other. Eyes on the bowlers as well, as KSA is holding quite far forward here. Shield is up though. We'll regroup. Again, we see that two-person point force coming through from Vision to try and drag him out, but this time Psycho gets the better of Violet. And that's going to be a quick reset here for Team Vision. I don't think they can commit. Psycho does want to commit though. He's had to Kitsune Rush behind, or sorry, Kitsune Rush forward. They lose Yubi on the push forward though to this Annihilation. Disaster right now. Quartz is going to try and play this good position on the high ground as his Annihilation pushes KSA all the way back. Trying to regroup. Good kill by Quartz. Dealing with this flank. More pressure coming through from Violet. Bowler is out, but gambled on Slow Dive re-peeking, but he didn't. But he's going to win and take the duel anyway. Slow Dive is 1 HP, as is Violet. He nearly has the Kitsune Rush, but no, KSA finds the kill in time. Still taking his duel. And even though Quartz can't quite win that one, they are winning the frontline battle. And TM will take a back and forth opening downtown.
كان فايلت استخدم الالتيميت 1 ممكن جاب التيميت بيروح لهم الفايت 100% لكن توستد مايندز
القتله اللي فوزت توستد الراوند قتله ساكو على الفايلت لو ما ذبحها كان معاه الت ترى كان بيجيب الالت.
These are new headphones, thanks for noticing. We're going to move over to Sanctuary now. This is a sort of map that Team Vision style here with the Tracer Kiri pairing. This should go even harder here. So if there was one where we would expect Team Vision's comp to perform better, it would be this sort of map. Twisted Minds, they have to be diligent here. They have to be responsible for marking and containing this Tracer Sojourn. Every time they go aggressive, every time they try and hold space on point. Onus is very much going to be, I think, actually on Quartz really in lots of these situations, just to look in those areas, try and poke him back. We saw him get a good kill on Troy in that final fight, which really helped. We'll be hoping for more of those if you're a Twisted Minds fan. For now, Twisted Minds have taken over the inside. And you can see Team Vision, they don't want to take a face-to-face brawl. They want time for their Tracer and Kiriko to get in. The Twisted Minds threatening a flip, but it's a TP to have a look and a TP back. They are safe inside their dojo for now, Twisted Minds. KSA is going to try and force point. Slowdive playing a bit of an angle here. For now, everyone's just in front of Twisted Minds, which is exactly what they want. Troy is going to try and threaten this backline, but he's cleared off for now. And his sim should just slowly but surely bully AMDP off the point. You can see Twisted Minds nearly have a flip already. AMDP gets another shield to touch for a while. Sim TP for harassment. And right now, Team Vision, they're not really playing a very spread out and wide game. Twisted Minds have equal angle control here, and Yubi is just bullying back this ram. After this form timing, is going to be a shield coming up from KSA, and AMDP continues to be on the back foot. They're just full charging this, and it is for Flip. Flip has gone through for Twisted Minds during all of this. We see Quartz looking for it, a sim turret to finish the job. See how active Quartz is trying to be here, takes care of both DPS threats. The rest of Twisted Minds are just trying to play a slow and stable game. We throw out the bowler, there's only 2 people left, Quartz. Grow up. What Twisted Minds are trying to do is they're not trying to occupy a huge amount of the space. They're having KSA anchor point, as he so often likes to do, and then it's really Quartz who's being the most active. UB's mainly helping KSA, the supports are helping Quartz quite a lot, trying to allow Quartz to take Jules with this Tracer Kiri and just win those with the extra pocket. He's done a good job so far, but I think Team Vision could really look to get more out of this Tracer Kiri duo. Felt a very conservative first fight from Choi. One's going to die early, right-click across the map, so that's just going to be a quick reset here. KSA is going to have a walk forward. They actually try and take a Kitsune Rush and play it down. Pressure onto KSA, Pulse Bomb out as well. They get the kill there. Kitsune Rush from Psycho couldn't save them. Beat now from Astro, catches the 4 remaining players, but they need to get kills. There's a Ray coming back soon, but they've got the kills in time. Twisted Minds had to use both support ops to turn that one. Quartz going to push forward as well. Looking for more early kills as they get KSA back from spawn. Now Team Vision are going to have the Annihilation and the Ray to use on point. Yubi's going to try and use his Symbol to mitigate a little bit of that. Quartz backing up to point now. Another bowler ready to go. Had plenty of them, but not hit too many so too far. Ray towards point now. Yubi has the Symbol to respond with. KSA needs it like now. KSA's not going to get it, actually. Was the intention to kite, the intention to TP? No Symbol there available. And KSA's just going to die on point. It's going to be an easy flip, and don't tell Chrissy, but it's a free retake. Yeah, now it's just going to be Annihilation versus Annihilation. Symbol advantage, of course, for Yubi. But this is the sort of map we've seen so many of these fights around point be very slow fights, very long fights here. So Team Vision can drag this one out quite a lot. TP aggressively forward. Symbol comes in, but it's only AMDP taking the aggression now. Bowler has gone out from Slowdive and found nothing. Annihilation pot first from KSA. AMDP can respond to this. Going to be dropping it now. Violet nearly has a Kitsune Rush ready to go. Psycho's about 20% behind. And look at this gameplay. Ram showing each other. Look at my hands. No, look at my hands. Look at my hands. Violet nearly has his Kitsune Rush ready to go as KSA and AMDP continue to stall it out on point. Suzu comes through and Slowdive's found a pick while this battle rages on the point. The endless battle of annihilations. But an opening pick and a Kitsune Rush should swing it more heavily in Team Vision's favour. And there we go. Violet gets the off angle. Finishes off KSA, and Team Vision are good for the hold with the ult advantage, but the scary fight is coming up now. You actually see One and Troy trying to get this late kill. Slowdive's going to combine, finishes Astro late, but when Twisted Minds get back to point for this final fight of Sanctuary, they are going to have both support ops. Can use one to force for point here. Obviously, AMDP, as we've seen, can stall this one out a little bit. Maybe even get one to the Ray. But the second support ult, the beat from Astro, and that's where it's going to be really scary. We'll see if Twisted Minds just wants to cheat themselves to the point with a TP. Skip all of this walk-up damage. No, it's a fake TP. They're going to walk straight onto AMDP. Pressure comes out. Beat aggressively. Psycho steals for Kitsune Rush, but One nearly has this Ray. They can pop it right back. One's going to die, but the Ray is still out. Pulse Bomb is good. No, Suzu doesn't get the kill. Now on point, KSA trying to block up as this Ray spray will expire. They're still fighting on the Kitsune Rush. Fast hands punching through AMDP. They've lost Violet. They need to turn this back onto KSA. The form expires and AMDP, he gets the kill. Quartz is going to take a step onto point. They have to keep it triggered as overtime. A form runs out for AMDP, and now it's just a battle. Astro dancing around point. They're trying to hunt down Choi, finish this one off. Quartz has won the duel with slow dive off it. It's just the supports coming back. Violet can't get the touch. And Twisted Minds are good for the first round.
لا الهير سيد تويستد مايند اختار الماب تحسهم كانوا جاهزين اكثر متمرسين اكثر بهذا الماب غلطات قليله جدا بنفس الوقت فيجن والله ما قصر فيجن ما قصر والله تفاصيل صغيره كانت فيجن احس ممكن يفوزون فيها بس متر راح يفرق.
Alright, we'll get some highlights from that one. Okay, so both teams running similar competitions with slight twists for Sim versus the Tracer. I feel like Choi and Violet, when they were having their success yesterday, Team Vision against Twisted Minds, it really was Choi and Violet dominating the side fight. And a map like Sanctuary, that's the sort of one that should really, you should be able to get a lot done. Even if you force it, even if they, you know, obviously Twisted Minds are going to maybe try and TP their backline away, keep the space, etc. But you can still do a lot on the Tracer Kiriko, but it felt like Choi and Violet were actually quite, what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Confined almost. You saw them both really just like when we're having these long fights on Sanctuary, they're really just playing frontline, backline. You know, Choi was having a bit of an off-angle pressure for Ram, but in that situation, just pressuring a Ram, the Sim is going to do way more than the Tracer 9 out of 10 times. Will Simple be banned from playing for them in stage 3? No, my presumption is it's only a one state, but the way my presumption is for Saudi eLeague rules. I don't know if anyone... Anyway, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But my presumption is that they will be able to play... in stage 3, and team will be back to full strength for that major. And obviously the championship to follow. Wondering if you ever miss having an HLTV for the Overwatch scene. Liquipedia has more information, but I find the browsing experience a bit worse. Yeah, 100% agree, Noah. 100% agree. I think you look at like the alternate versions as well, like blr.gg or Valorant. I think these sites are huge value. Huge value. For the scene, for the community. I think it provides a useful place. Like, if anyone remembers over.gg, I used to work for them for a little bit, but yeah, websites like that I think are huge value to the scene, so do hope there's something like that coming back. And you never know, eh? You never know. I think the funding is mainly through ads. For a site like that, no, I think just display ads, which are just like, you know, the sort of normal Google ones up. Those aren't very high value. You'll get a bit of money back, maybe you'll cover your running costs. But really for something more, you have to look at sponsorships are probably the main thing. That will bring the, like, the primary source of income or the biggest source of income. You know, if anyone played, obviously, because I see Seppu's name, but if anyone played TF2, sites like vanillatv.org and teamfortress.tv, hugely valuable for scenes like that. Twisted Minds were your first map winners. Thanks, guys. I think Liquipedia is all community contribution. You want a hot take? Vision, if they get a good coach, might go to Sweden instead of VP. I mean, I think they're right in the mix. I think Psycho said it. Noah, wait, Noah, drop me a message on Discord. Drop me a message on Discord. To answer Moat's question, Vision, yeah, about Vision and their top 4. I think they're right in the mix anyway, honestly. I think they're right in the mix in terms of the top 4, but it depends how many teams go, right? Like, my anticipation, this is just anticipation, this is not fact, but I reckon I'm hoping, and I think we might see more teams at Stockholm than we did last year. That's my hope, that we get like 3 from each region. Wouldn't that be lovely? I feel like that would be lovely.
ايش رايك؟ هل تشوف ديفا برضه خيار؟ 100% انا من بدايه الجيم قاعد اقول ليش توسد لو راحوا ديفا حرفيا اي الطرفين فيجن لو راحوا ديفا توسد لو راحوا ديفا راح يفرق الجيم مره بس اشوف قاعدين يكملون على رام ميرور او ريسا كان نامد بيلعب ريسا ناسي والله لا غلب لعب
Still the same number of gate, yeah. Well, they might I mean, fuck. We're back in a format discussion. God damn it. I don't know. I've heard whispers of 12, but we'll see when we'll see, you know? I heard those whispers a long time ago as well, so long before anything would have been confirmed.
ممكن حتى نشوف مفاجأة أو تيم فيجن يتأهل معنا للجراند فاينلز لكن اليوم واضح إن تويستد يبغى ينتقم يبغى يفوز على القادس في حال استمر مستواه بهذا الإبداع بنفس الوقت تيم فيجن يبغى يرد.
Yeah, I mean the easiest way to like make the bracket less games is to just give people like round skips essentially, you know? Like if you do 12, I've not done the math, but if you do 12, where's my pen? If you do 12, you have like 8 teams here or something. That's it. That's 8. And then you have 4 teams that automatically start like a round ahead or something, you know? Something like that. But I don't know how many games and etc. and how that all adds up. I've not done the math. But that's how I would anticipate it.
كان يسوي ويندوات تسوي كاتش لحمايته في كل مره عشان كذا كنا نقول الديفا ممكن تحميك اكثر لكن موضوع اكيد انه ما هو بالموضوع السهل احس كومبتيتيف الان بيتغير
and then just do like maybe just even B stream it a bit like Thursday or something. Oh, second bans. Oh, thank you Nuclear for 47. Well, a series of over-politeness here from Team Vision and TM, who both want each other to go, no, you ban first. No, you ban. No, I insist. You ban first. I promise it's okay. I insist you ban first. The expectation in reality here will be that as Team Vision have picked the map, they have been the one to ban first. And banning Symmetra seems pretty reasonable. We do see TM obviously tech into a DPS protect ban in a lot of situations. So instead, we're going to go over to the Simmers ban, which means Tracer will be in play. Illari ban on the other side feels reasonable enough from Twisted Minds. You can see them trying to interrupt the BAP Illari. We've seen Violet play a lot of Illari, get through a lot of work on it. So expect that's going to force Violet onto the Kiri, which I imagine he's not really all that bothered about, honestly. We'll be happy to play that hero. Has been getting through a lot of work on it as well. But as we saw on map 1, Twisted Minds are out on top. Sim worked out pretty comfortably for them. This is an important one for Team Vision because Team Vision not only have they spent the Sim ban, which is basically the most powerful ban you can really get against Twisted Minds, but also their map pick. Remember, it's best of 5 for this as well, right? So can't just get too far away. Must be said as well, the type of comps that Team Vision lean into with these double flex supports where they can do it, these ones will be better on the hybrids and the escorts in a lot of situations. So important map type for Team Vision to capitalize on. And as you can see, BAP Kiri is the choice. Choi going to go on to the Tracer as well. And we're expecting very much the same here, where Team Vision are going to play in 2 distinct groups. There's going to be a Kiri and a Tracer on the flank, as well as their main group. Well, in main, the other 3 members. AMDP is going to be playing relatively slow in a lot of these situations, just trying to give time for his Tracer and Kiri to work. Twisted Minds, on the other hand, it's all about how they can respond to these Tracer Kiri flanks. You can see just on the right of Quartz's screen now that Choi is getting in a position behind. But now Yubi's going to try and exploit this. Instead of trying to mark the flank here, which is easy to do on Tracer and Sim, he's actually playing aggressively. Because what happens, as it looks like we are going to get a full reset here at Twisted Minds, what happens, let me do some drawing for you. So if you have a 2-person group, and you have a 3-person group, and there's a Kiri here, and there's a Baptiste here. If you are Yubi in this case, so we'll use yellow for UB. If you are UB and you have a Tracer, you can go try and contest this side with your Lucio, just try and neutralize it. Or what you can do is you can just ignore this side and go try and kill the Baptiste or the Freya in this case, players who are alone. So keep our eyes on Yubi and his decision making in terms of, is he going to mark the flank and just play to contain, or is he going to try and punish the lone Baptiste? But now they've forced everyone back, and you see Yubi again harassing that backline. Quite often you can pull the Kiri back just by pressuring the Baptiste. So on one to basically take care of himself, free up Violet to support Choi. Now Kitsune Rush is going to come through from Psycho. They don't have the ults to match it yet. So it's just going to be a disengage from Vision, but Slowdive finds Quartz. They force the lamp in the back here. And Yubi will have a pulse bomb attempt coming as well. Can wrap around top if he wants. Choi is there looking for it. Oh, delete Psycho on that rotation. Nice slow and blink in. Pulse bomb's going to go out as well. Doesn't find KSA, but he's dead anyway. Slowdive and Choi will finish that one up. Yubi goes for a pulse bomb attempt in the end. Desperation. And Team Vision will get it second time of asking. Oh, hold on. Kitsune Rush advantage now, obviously, for Violet. Astro has the beat to match it. But Team Vision, they can just play to control the point. Control the point. That's when Choi's on the point. Now, gonna fight early. Twisted Minds. B comes in response to this Kitsune Rush as well. Quartz is gonna take the high ground position. Eyes on Slowdive. Dink there as well, but can't find the kill. One is awfully low, and Yubi will finish the damage. Annihilation's come out from KSA. He needs a bit of help in the front line here. He's blocking as best he can. Quartz is swinging to try and take him down. Quartz is about to be behind him. He kills Violet. Now they can overwhelm this Ram. AMDP just trying to play to live. Does have another form to back it out to his team. But they're well and truly stuffed in spawn right now, Vision. Slowdive is going to try and take a duel, poke his way out. Did I thank you as well for the sub-nuclear, or did I get distracted? Psycho's got another kill in spawn, but thank you very much for the 6 months nuclear. Psycho's going to get another kill in spawn, and that's going to reset Vision back once more, but they're just holding the space, allowing Slowdive to keep peeking. And you keep giving a Freya opportunities. Eventually, some of these bolts are going to connect. Again, you see Yubi, priority number 1 is 1. Forces out the Suzu, forces out the lamp. Less resources for AMDP now, but he has found a kill. They will be happy with that trade in the end, Team Vision. 1 for 1 while at the spawn. Actually, and the overclock just before it. Really won't mind. Chance to set up on the high ground as well now, Vision. They can leave Choi on point for this one. AMDP, you can see already on the enemy high ground, wants to anchor that one down. They've got a window, a bowler to throw into it. They're actually keeping 2 on point right now with their Tracer Kiri. Twisted Minds are going to try and do a rotation up. KSA is going to go there, tanks the initial slow. Astro's going to try and come and join him, but looks like Twisted Minds might be changing it here. Tracer now onto the back line. Yubi's going to have his recall 4, so has to back up for a little bit. TM now are just sort of going underneath, playing to stall out the point, clear these people. Beat push comes through. Kitsune Rush not available from Violet yet, so they will just back it up, slow it down. AMDP is trying to reset, slow, and pulse onto KSA. That'll finish the kill. Well timed from Choi right afterwards, but Yubi's going to respond with one of his own, and now he's all over the backline. One has had to use the lamp. More pressure comes out. Slowdive is there to help out. Choi's trying to do the same here to Psycho. Violet TP's in aggressively, and Violet will back up Choi. This is what Violet wants to do. These situations where he can just go with Choi. And they have the Korean duo just tearing it up on the flank. Violet there, you saw him do a little bit of both, right? Nair to help one out of some sticky situations, and then able to TP forward to finish cleaning up the fight. Now Twisted Minds have to retake with no ults, but Team Vision also no ults. Violet's going to force for recall out of Yubi. Slowdive on the high ground. Powerful position. Very difficult for them to do anything about this. Quartz is going to try and shoot his way out a little bit, but KSA is so low stuffed in this choke. Astro's going to take over the choke. The touch, rather. But he is just stuck here. Yubi harassing, taking over the touch, but they just can't get out of this choke. AMDP is just locking them down. Psycho has finally gotten a kill. But this isn't going to be enough to get them back on point. The cap's going through. And AMDP will clean everything up. And we're looking at a 3-minute time bank here as well for third point.
كوارتز راح معنا بالكاسدي عشان ضد فريا يحاول يعيش راح نشوف
I'm sorry, 2 seconds.
غالبا راح ينزل على البوينت.
There we go. Annihilation coming back for KSA and a Kitsune Rush. Ults to stabilize here for Twisted Minds. They need to win multiple fights in a row, and we're going to take a fight early so they get multiple fights on this point, even if something does go wrong. Here is the Kitsune Rush though, but KSA low on HP, so has to block for a while. Topped up now, walking forward, slow onto the back line, but no pressure, no kills with all of that. Window back from 1. Also, a little bit shallow both. Support ults are going to get nothing here. Now backing it up, looking to take another fight. Going to be Annihilation versus Annihilation. Astro's got that beat part way through though. KSA is going to try and go aggressive. Actually get slow dive with the slow. Pulse bomb miss from Choi as they come out, and KSA will win the fight off this. They've got to be careful they don't lose KSA on the way out. Shield up and we'll be okay. Astro's getting very close in this beat to match Violet's Kitsune Rush. They do have to worry about this Annihilation though. They can trade support ults, but if they don't find a kill on their beat timing, very much going to have to rely. It's actually going to be a high noon in response to this one. AMTP is going to put out a bit of pressure and a shield. Trying to find a way through it. Breaks the shield, but Annihilation to keep going now. But look at all the damage onto AMTP. They push the backline as well. The beat push overwhelms them. You see, they go forward with the beat. They know the beat overhealth will be enough to keep Quartz and others alive in the back versus this Annihilation. Just stall it out. And this allows Astro KSA to play very aggressively on this timing. 2 for 2 ult trade, but Twisted Minds seem to have a slightly better approach to it, a better plan for how to take it. Slowdive's going to clear out the high ground, try and use it for himself. We're down to the final minute now. Good hold from Twisted Minds so far. And look at the card position, it's barely moved, so they've got another fight in the back pocket if they need it. Violet's going to die early. UB going to mark and contain that one. Forces Choi out. KSA just keeping it contested at the choke. Choi's going to try and come through the right-hand side now. I think UB is not that side, so Choi might be able to get a bit of an angle here. KSA is going to use for Cart as cover. Astro's trying to stop him coming through that right-hand side. UB playing from the left from TM's perspective. They've got a few angles now, and the window's going to force KSA back to this next corner. KSA will get cleansed out of there. Kitsune Rush ready for the turn now, Psycho, and they don't have anything to respond with yet, Vision, so they have to be ready to go backwards. Kitsune Rush round the corner now. Flashbang comes out. No kills just yet. Lamp has been forced onto AMTP. They keep pushing forward, and they do overwhelm him with that Kitsune Rush. Looking for a trade in the backline is Choi, but Astro is on his case again. He's not letting Choi get through at all, and Yubi's going to find one more, but Violet does get through. Violet's found a kill. An important trade which will mess up their forward hold a little bit. Astro now taking this battle with Choi, and Astro is on the hunt. Recall has been forced. Psycho is back there with him. KSA has to be careful as his supports are dealing with this Tracer behind. Choi is still taking a lot of attention, and he's not died importantly. Now beat push both from Funny Astro going forward. Bowler out on the top. Pressure onto Slowdive. Quartz with the swing. Beat push is good again. Annihilation to make sure the job is finished. And a high noon. Team Vision don't quite have the Kitsune Rush. They can maybe get it in time, but AMTP is going to fall. Violet can drop it, but he's low HP. He finds a kill with it, actually. Choi, can he get the touch? No, it's on Violet to get the touch now, but I think... he's dead as well. And a good hold on third point, but covers it there a little bit. Yeah, I did, San, I did. Someone linked me that TikTok channel. It's got quite a few like that. But I enjoyed it.
احس ديفا اللي راح تفرق من كاسي. خلينا نشوف اول فايت راح يعطينا اشياء كثير عن الجيم. اول فايت راح يفرق جدا.
But yeah, pretty good start. Or pretty good finish, probably, rather, is a better way to say it.
دايف امس لعب معنا بالكاسدي. ممكن نشوف يكمل بهذه الشخصيه. لكن ما ادري، عندي احساس انه يوبي ما راح يلعب تريسر. او انهم يلعبون تريسر مع ديفا. ممكن او يعدلون غلطتهم على الاقل.
Okay, but yeah, pretty good hold for Twisted Minds there. You saw once we got to this third point, what is nice about the third point from Twisted Minds' point of view? Narrow. It just, you know, there's not this big verticality, there's not this big wide space, and all of a sudden it's a little bit easier for Twisted Minds comp to just neutralize these Tracer threats, right? We saw UB marking the left-hand side for the most part, and we saw Astro really taking care of that bottom right door with a little bit of help. And it was very hard for Choi and Violet to get into meaningful positions that often. Choi did have one in the final fight, eventually when he was chased behind for a while. But the problem is, by then, or in that particular situation at least, Twisted Minds had just had a significant ult advantage. Now starting on the Orisa here on the defense, and Psycho's gonna go Moira. Alright, let's see it. Psycho on Moira. A true DPS hero. Slowdive starting on the Cass as well. Gonna be Bat Kiri again from Team Vision. So lots of the same principles, even with the Orisa and the Cass. Same principles are true for Vision for how they want to play. Twisted Minds are gonna start Diva though, so in theory this can do even more to punish any split between One and Violet in the backline. We've already got Quartz into this cafe position. KSA is going to reset high ground. Quartz is going to get another rail, and then it'll be go time. But KSA, he's gone too far. He's punished by Violet in the baby baby form now. Psycho's going to die as well. And it's just going to have to be a reset on point. Quartz and Astro are still alive in Cafe. Yubi's with him. They'll be hoping for a trade. They dive in for a desperate one, but Slowdive and Violet, good there. Take down all the threats. And yeah, because of this D.Va, now all of a sudden, One and Violet, we talked about them trying to play quite wide in a lot of these situations, but now versus this type of comp, actually have to contract that position quite a lot. They have to look after each other, use the cleanse, use the lamp, try not to stack them if they don't have to. Try and punish KSA when he goes for these aggressive moves. People were talking yesterday about KSA versus Ziad versus TVNT, all of this. And we talked about Ziad's ability to not die in some of these situations when he's going aggressive. We see KSA not so lucky with that one here. Now, KSA, though, does find the kill onto One. He's going to double down, does get DMEX, but Yubi will finish the kill. Pulse is out. MDP avoids that one. They're playing on the Kitsune Rush, though. MDP is going to trade one back. Terra Surge as well. Pulls him in. 2 for AMDP. 3 for AMDP. Make it 4. He's cleaned them all up. Give him the ace. Give him the ace. He's got him. Spear off for high ground to finish it in style. And AMDP, Terra Surge, that's well, enabled by a Kitsune Rush, allows AMDP to clutch that one out for Team Vision after losing a few players early. Overclock, beat, Kitsune Rush. Twisted Minds have a significant ult advantage, and Team Vision may have 3 ultimates. But they're not great ults for a brawl fight here, really. Window in, comes through aggressively. Violet trades one, but they just run over this backline. But beat over the top, they're just going to keep going. And just overwhelmed here, honestly. TP in, beat, right on top of them. And Team Vision were just way too close in the end. Obviously, back Kiri, quite a slow backline. The Kiri has a lot of mobility, but the map sure doesn't. Team Vision, they're playing for the recontest here. They've got the D.Va out, but they need Choi to touch first. Choi's going to come through, blinks past everyone. Still hasn't had recall force, actually, and Violet's found a kill. They're coming right back into this. Slowdive's going to swing with a high noon. KSA is marking it for now. Slowdive needs a lot of help from his Juno. KSA trying to take this 1v2, but he is a tank after all, right? But no, he's going to get 1 kill of a baby, and he's got the self-destruct. Can he get the remake off? Can't get stunned. Now Slowdive on the run. KSA is got 1 kill and completely zoned the other one. But TM, they still don't have the cap. Yubi is back, battling away with his team here. Violet's getting very close to Kitsune Rush. Quartz with the overclock. Cap is so close, they have to stay on it. D-Mech onto AMDP, can kill the baby as well. That's for Cap going through. And the overclock from Quartz gets it done in the end. We'll finish it with style here as well. Cleans them all up quite late. But made to use everything there. Twisted Minds really work for it, despite getting some big openings. Now, eyes on Team Vision in terms of where they're going comp-wise. They're going to keep the D.Va. They're also going on to Sojin as well. So we're much closer to a mirror matchup here. The Juno, in theory, is going to be a lot more vulnerable than the Kiri, especially into this type of one. Juno, Kiri, a greedy backline, potentially squishy versus a D.Va Tracer setup. MDP is going to be cleared off for high ground now by Quartz. Can't find that rail, though. As Team Vision are playing a very wide and split now as they try and get a bit of pressure and stop on point. And actually, underneath, AMTP is going to find the kill. He's going to get DMEC'd for it, though. I don't know if that trade was worth it long time, because now stuck in baby form, and Astro is going to be back real quick, very close to the beat. You can see, looking for it now, KSA tries to get him with the drive-by, but can't. The baby's got the full pocket. AMTP is halfway to his mech, looking for it, comes back in, looking for one more kill. The rockets are coming out, more pressure. They get the baby just in time. Astro exacts his revenge. And the payload has been moving most of this time as well. So this is a really hard reset for Team Vision now. They need these support ults to get them out of it. They'll have a Kitsune Rush to start, but the Ray still needs a little bit. Twisted Minds, on the other hand, their support ults are ready to go. We saw the impact Twisted Minds could have with these aggressive beat turns, and now they've got them stuffed in the choke. We could expect for more of the same. Nearly all 5 for TM. Kitsune Rush to start it. Violet will match it. B over the top from Astro catches everyone. One still needs 10% from this Ray. Yubi is looking for a pulse bomb attempt in the back. Pressure onto Slowdive. Solo. Yubi will finish now with the melee. Now onto one. No chance to get that Ray up. And TM, they've converted their support ult advantage here. AMTP will stall out the point, but he won't be able to do all that much. Won't even bomb. He knows the situation. TM will capture second and find themselves in a pretty similar position as Team Vision did. Just under 3 minutes for them, but look how close that yellow box is. The hold was so good on TM, it now means they're in a pretty good position for this final fight. Violet is going to go Brig now to make it better into KSA's D.Va. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad you won as well on your scrims. Swing out to the high ground now for Team Vision. Violet's going to boot back KSA, and it should make KSA's job a lot harder now. Body block here from AMDP. Tries to lock KSA in the room, but KSA's wriggled his way out of that one. Team Vision playing it slow. KSA taking a lot of damage. D-Mech just around the corner. He will get a comfortable remake, but KSA punished on that one as they try and regroup with their team. Overclock from Quartz now for the repush. AMDP trying to mark that one. Does have the self-destruct ready. They're trying to kite it a little bit actually here. Troy's going to get forced back. Good Matrix on Quartz's final swing. Now they push back in. Ray comes in, but look at the disengage from TM. They are out of there. It was an overclock Ray as well. Oh, the kite is so good from Twisted Minds, and now KSA is going Ramatcha. They have no ults TM, but they've got themselves a pretty good ult situation. Not in this next fight, but potentially in the fight after it when they get that double support on. For now, Team Vision, they still have the self-destruct and a pulse bomb. Big bomb, little bomb situation. KSA is going to be trying to clear this D.Va and bully it. Very awkward for AMDP in this one here because the Ramatcha can just keep cycling form timings, bullying them back. Quartz is now swinging. First rail forces them a bit further back. Disruptor shot out. Bomb has been forced now. Yubi's going to go left side as everyone de-peaks now on TM side. Looking for more. Psycho getting ever closer to his Kitsune rush. Needs some impact from Troy here. He's going to force for recall from Yubi on the flank. But Yubi's going to regroup with the team. More pressure, but slow dive with the exit kill. Now pressure. Troy with a pulse bomb. Misses Quartz though. Psycho TP's onto it though, I guess. It all works out in the end. The pulse is good for it. Troy does get traded late, but a chance now for Team Vision to stabilize and regroup. Team Vision, though, still low on ultimates. They're going to have Violet's rally, but Violet's rally versus a double support ult from Twisted Mind is going to be so hard. More pressure on the point. Team Vision have no room to kite with. They've got the May coming back, but slow dive goes down immediately. Violet is trying to battle it away. Hold on. Astro's going to drop the beat now. Catches all five. Violet dies, going for a play. Needed something. Quartz comes flying through now, looking for this kill. Troy, both DPS on him as well. Quartz just taking the pierces. The cap is getting rolled in. Emotes him back. And Twisted Minds 2 in a row now. And most importantly for TM, they win one of the hybrid escort maps, which is normally so strong for Vision. Alright, let me cache this. Just bear with me because my buttons are in a slightly different place on Twitch now because I've been playing around with stuff. Map 2 was won by Twisted Minds. Yes, great point from Unbound, actually. That was the Sim ban. That, in theory, should have been the most powerful ban you have against Twisted Minds. Again, I'm gonna keep coming back to this point because it was such a difference maker for Team Vision yesterday when they played Twisted Minds, the impact that Troy and Violet were able to have. But really feels like we've lost a little bit of that.
Twisted Minds عاقبك على هذا الموضوع وقدر ياخذ معنا الجيم الثاني ماب هوليوود اللي مثل ما ذكرنا انه ماب من اختيار تيم فيجن اي سبورتس فيجن لسه عندهم الفرصه لسه عندهم الامكانيه اكيد عندهم ماب سيركت. Get Violet on Lucio, he's consistently good and never froze. That's good news then. Where are we at? So normally the way these matches have been going, or the way I guess the tournament has been going, is we quite often get a little bit more of an extended break after the second map, a sort of half time, as we had in like periods for Overwatch League and stuff. Is it just me, or does Sim just seem legit better in these comps? Like in this type of one? I don't know, we also have like two really very good Sims, right? I think this is, I think Who Are You proved that you can't just play Sim and it's better, right? I think Genji very much did the science for us on that one. But if you've got a good Sim, I think in many ways the, whatever you would call it the... If you're good with Sim, it unlocks so many possibilities for different types of plays you can do, right? We see Twisted Minds do a lot of disengage and sort of map pivot TPs to keep themselves alive and keep themselves space. Whereas you see a team like Alcacia do a lot more aggressive TPs to try and flip the map or try and TP into someone to kill them, or even just to get Ziad onto something aggressively, you know? So I think there's so much variety, so much creativity you can have. It's harder. Really harder.
Saw in the VOD from yesterday you were asking about getting stable internet in the UK. You should check out the Starlink internet. It has a good rep for being stable. I actually don't know if that's sarcasm or serious. I'm it could just be genuine, but I'm so what's the word? Battle scarred. Battle scarred from spending this amount of time on the internet. I find it very hard to take anything sincerely anymore. I'm truly a broken human. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it. Starlink UK. Starlink antenna, Starlink for homes. I'm being serious? Okay, that's good news then. Alright. Can I... Oh wait, no, it wants me to put my address in, so I'm not going to show it on stream. Have respect for... have respect. So what do I need for Starlink, right? Do I just need a satellite?
لكن تيم فيجن مثل ما ذكرت عبد الله خسرانين 2-0 تويست مايند متقدمين فيجن يحتاجون يركزون
You need money. It says it's £75 a month for unlimited data. View all plans. Best for camping? No, best for households. I'm a household. Yeah, just fixed location, £75 a month. And what? I need a satellite? You can buy a satellite from Astra and just throw it in the air? I'm worried you might not be a technician. Free standard kit. Wait, I just get the kit free? 12-month sign up? Wall mount, pivot mount. Oh, okay, so I need to put it on my roof. Okay. Surely they'll have a person who can just install it though, right? Equipment costs... This one says the standard kit is free. So it'll be a 12-month contract, £75 a month. Standard kit is free, shipping and handling free. First month residential service charge is for £75. And I get a 30-day free trial. Not sure which hardware I need. Help me choose the hardware. Help me choose. Sorry, I know I'm doing this off stream, but really, really not trying to leak my address. Medium, I guess. What matters most to me? Uninterrupted service. Yes, uninterrupted service. Recommendation, standard kick and residential service plan. Yeah, that's what I picked anyway. Includes unlimited data and fast speeds. Does anyone know what the uplink on... What's, Does anyone know what the upload speed is on Starlink? Hold on, let's see. Upload speed, Starlink. Okay. In the UK, Starlink typically ranges from 5 to 20 megabytes per second upload. Download speeds can be much higher. The upload speeds are generally low. Some user report occasionally spikes of 34 being system range between 5 to 20. Okay. Let's see. What's really... Yeah, some people keep to be saying the same thing, right? Like 150 to 200 down and 10 to 20 up. I mean, I could stream on 10 to 20 up, but I don't know if I could do the 2K. Like, I'd need every last inch of it. Starlink review. Projectile. Starlink solves a problem that has plagued modern broadband for years. How to reach for rural and remote users. That's I'm not rural and remote. I live in a city. Yeah, it's the upload speed is the big worry for me. I do have fiber in my area because the speeds I get in my area are really fine. It's stability is the issue the issue I'm having most problems with. Oh, hey Duncan. Yeah, the reason Psycho is on support is this is a Saudi eLeague tournament which has a slightly different rule set than OWCS, which basically means if you played for another team in the previous major, we're on major 2 now, you're not allowed to feature in a team in the next stage. You have to wait until the one after it. So Simple played for a different team in Saudi eLeague in stage 1, so it's like an anti-conflict thing. I don't agree with the rule personally, but that's why it's happening. So Simple's not eligible for this stage for TM, so Psycho is filling in for all of this, and then in stage 3, teams should hopefully be able to have their full strength roster. So yeah, because I'm with Virgin at the moment, and speed-wise, super fine. It's just it's for stability. Does Twitch provide a backup stream endpoint? No, there is like a grace period where OBS can reconnect, but that's it. Because the other thing to do would be like, because this is what the big dogs do, right? Where you have a second line, like like a backup line. You have fiber? Yeah, I have fiber. Thanks, Ritzy. Yeah, because I get a gig download. Well, I don't really get a gig download, but that's the package I pay for. And I get at least like 300, 500 down. So the download speed really no problem, and I get about 100 up, which is really, honestly, really great. But the problem is stability, right? Like, if I'm sure if any of you have watched my stream for a while, especially the last week or so, it feels like I just keep running into issues. I was thinking if Twitch had a backup endpoint like YouTube, and you could have for 5G just to keep the stream going. Yeah, potentially. I see what you mean. Something like a 5G connection. A free home connection. I don't really know what this is. Like something like this. Yes, do use a wired connection, yeah. Do you get good mobile data signal? I never have any problems. Where's my phone? Where is my phone? Oh, it's over there. But I think so. As in, like, use my phone as a backup, essentially. Essentially, just an unlimited mobile data connection with a home router. Oh, okay, because like EE and Free are like. Okay. Like a Nighthawk. Night Gear, portable Wi-Fi inbound. Sorry. So I just buy one of these and sign up to like a 5G plan or something, and then I plug this into my computer, and essentially, yeah, it's just like a second internet connection. All right, let me put this tab. I'm unironically, because I'm an old man, I'm writing it on my notepad of things to do. Look up. That's a good shout though, because that seems like, because I imagine these packages aren't as expensive as like a full another internet connection or anything like that. And um, all I need is I just need like that bit of protection, right? Because even when the streamer's died, it's only died for like 5 minutes or something, right? Let's see. Unlimited 5G data plans. Okay. Sponsored. Is there some kind of compare website for this? You switch, thank you. Don't ask me to enter all my details. What do I want? Data. Unlimited 5G data. £10 a month? Oh, for the first 3 months, then £25 a month. This isn't too bad, right? I don't know if anyone is from the UK and has any recommendation in terms of providers for these things. Stuff like telecom is the most stable. Unlimited but does a speed drop. Yeah, throttling. Yeah, because if I don't do it anymore, I don't think, but BT used to throttle like years ago. How expensive is telecom? Telecom 5G data. UK. Sponsored. This one? Plus 5G roaming. Only required. But how much? Oh, I've gone wrong place.
السعودي لللوزرز نهائي اللي راح نعرف بعده مين بيتأهل معنا الجراند فاينلز وراح يقابل القادسية.
But how much does it cost?
ثمين جدا. نتكلم عن لقب الدوري السعودي. مباراة الآن عبد الله 2-0 تقدم لتيم تويستد مايز ومستوى مرعب من أمام فيجن.
فعلا تقدم.
Money saving expert.
أفضل كانوا الأجدر انهم يفوزون بالماب. سيركت ريال برضو احس اخر ماب سيركت ريال صح؟ تو ترى صراحه غشينا تو طلعنا ماب سيركت.
انت غشيت العوده.
يعني ماب سيركت ريال الباندات كان.
I've been using Telecom DE data plan for most of my life. In 2018, they introduced the unlimited plans in Germany. I've had them since. The only issue is they have an e-roaming cap. Okay, according to these players.
عبد الله ابغى منك نسبة عودة فيجن اي سبورت. كم تتوقع النسبة؟ كم تتوقع نسبة؟
Yeah, because I guess the biggest things are what's the actual price when they say unlimited data. What if my data what if I'm using high amounts of data, right? Because if the backup one ever kicks in, suddenly that 5G router is going to get hit with a huge amount of data, right? Yeah, because this is all super pricey. And it doesn't seem to be offering me much. You should research for data provider and contract quite a bit. There are some special ones for home use throttling, definitely worth putting an afternoon into find something that actually fits. I know large providers also offer packages with routers and stuff, depends, worth checking those. The reliability of a provider depends on the area. Yeah, so for example, I'm with O2, so if I have good connectivity or good signal strength in my phone on O2, that's at least like one I can be sure of, right? Like, I never have any problems, but I never know actually. I never bother checking how good it actually is. You have so many issues with O2? Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the price is kind of whatever, you know? Like, if I have to spend an extra £25 a month, and it just means I have to stop thinking about the stream dying, because you have to bear in mind, like, the stream dying, when it completely loses OBS, it resets my viewership, so I lose out. I have, like, I guess what we call, like some kind of reputational damage a little bit, you know, as, like, a bloody unreliable streamer. But it also means I lose a bunch of viewers. If I'm ever getting, like, the big co-streams, very much also, I lose all those viewers, so if I'm ever, like, just farming, like, stuff for, ads, it also means that actually, if say, my internet dies during one of those big co-hosts, I've lost more than £25 that month anyway. You know? So even if it saves me one of them, it's already paid for itself, essentially. So I'm not too worried about the cost side of things. The rerun farm dies, exactly. Yes, I mean, that's truly... Yeah. You're right, Mrs. Ramatra, but, I can't buy a router to solve that problem.
لكن تويستد مايندز فيجن كلهم عندهم الفرصه كلهم عندهم الامكانيه.
Just say I'm rich? Not rich. Just a classic, you know, you gotta spend money to make money.
الان ممتعه الصراحه. صح انه
Barat understands.
ولا مباراه ممتعه للمشاهده بشكل جدا كبير. تشويس 1 عبد الله ايش
I could buy Chris's router. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
منعوا عنه هذا الهيرو. هذا يروح معنا للسيمتر. فرح تحس فرح.
Yeah, I mean a lot of those had like try it for a month type things as well. So I also like I can try it, and I'm pretty sure the UK rules are always you can what do you call it? You can cancel within the first, is it like 14 days or something as well? Is it 14 days, 28 days? There's all these sort of like protection regulations in the UK for this type of stuff. I forget what it's called. It has a name for the policy, like the 14-day thing. Yeah. Okay, no, that's useful information. I don't know if Starlink is the answer because it seems expensive. Thanks, brain, mate. But no, that's actually genuinely useful information. The 5G stuff is a good shout, so I will look into it. Yeah, look into it because that seems like a nice solution. Alright, should we lock in a little bit? Because poor Sneaky in YouTube chat, he's trying to talk about the game and I'm just here talking about my own problems. But Team Vision find themselves in a situation where they need to reverse sweep to keep themselves in this tournament. They have taken us to Circuit Royale and they have banned Lucio, which is going to force some sort of double flex support. Backline, which is exactly what Vision want to play, because one is a flex support, Violet is very much more than capable in all these flex support heroes. So expecting Astro's going to lead over to the Juno, most likely. Psycho probably going to play Alari. Not surprised at all if Violet also goes Alari. And then probably lots of standard things as well in terms of expect Yubi on Sim, Quartz on Freya, KSA on Ram. Yubi's threatening the cast right now, but I'll believe it when I see it. Looks like we're going back, yeah. Looks like I don't know if we're going to reset map here. He had walked out. Wait, had he walked out of spawn? Wait. I'm trying to see who is who. I don't think he's walked out of spawn yet. I can't see him on the screen. I see a Ramatra. Oh no, I see the cast. He's walked out, isn't he? Alright. Well, we'll see if we get a map reset and maybe everything can change again. Maybe he will play cast. I was expecting him just to play Sim here anyway. It's really not the worst. It's not the best either, especially on Circuit Royale, but it's I think the May is actually better on this map, but the Sim can work. Can Psycho BAP? Yeah, I imagine he's got like a decent BAP. If I had to guess, I mean we've only seen limited amounts, but I'd guess Kiri is Psycho's best hero. But you know, on Baptiste, especially in this type of comp, just gotta hit your lamps. Just gotta hit your lamps and try and shoot stuff. We'll close for Preds when the doors actually open, so we can keep them open for a bit longer now. If anyone wants to change their mind. If the UB cast has swayed people one way or the other.
سبق وقال ترى في احد المقابلات انه اكثر ابيليتي اندر-ريتد في اوفر واتش هو بلوك رام. بلوك رام اخوان 70% من الدمج يمنعوا عنك ف
Alright, back in. Yeah, we've had a map reset.
يلعبوا تنكات. بنفس الوقت رجع معنا الجيم حاليا، رجعت معنا المباراة 2-0 لماب او فريق تويستد مايندز من امام فيجن ايست.
And Yubi's on Sim. No fun, huh? No fun. Give it a crack, Yubi. Alright, so getting a lot of the competitions we maybe expected here. Sim, Juno, Ilari, Freya as well. Of course, expect Team Vision to mirror a lot of these heroes, if not all of them. Choi is the key one to keep our eyes on. He's on Sim for now. Expect a TP out of spawn. But Twisted Minds had a really strong hold here yesterday. really just spawn camping them for almost 3 minutes. It got a little bit dodgier after that, but the first hold on this first corner for TM was brutal. So let's see how Team Vision have adapted. It's an aggressive TP left side to get these players. They are just going to punish them. Just TP left and kill the side. They spent 3 minutes dicking around last time trying to get out of spawn, but this time, clean and efficient from Team Vision. Alright, now I should actually remember to close for press. Yeah, now I should remember. So, a clean fight for Vision. Not too much ult charge for anyone to speak of. That was over so quickly. So Team Vision have successfully VOD reviewed and solved for first corner. Still plenty to go. Expect these to be slow, pokey fights. The Ramatras are very much going to neutralise them. Worth noting, Troy's actually stuck the sim in all of this here. So they will just be playing a sim mirror into Yubi. Surprised not to see Troy leading to the Venture, or even just like another hit scan or a Farah or something in all of this. Quite surprising. Gonna swing over now. Troy. Sorry, slow dive there. And Troy's actually just gonna beam KSA. How on earth did that happen? It's a quick step back for Twisted Minds. They need to avoid anyone dying late here. They're gonna go use the TP to get KSA back from spawn. KSA needs that TP. Is available now. Gonna come through. KSA gonna be dropping to the point to take over the touch, but they're gonna have very limited space to work with. Quartz is low. They don't give a touch either here. And that's just disaster. A single mistake from Twisted Minds costs them the entire point. They'll still be playing from the high ground. They'll still be in a relatively good position as Yubi's going to TP to get a bit of an off angle. But now Team Vision battling their way up. Bowler out from Quartz here. Doesn't find anything. Violet has the Captive Sun to respond with if he wants. He's going to drop it now onto the high ground. Looks for Psycho. Gets the trigger, but can he find the final blow? Psycho's going to give him a little wiggle, but he can't. Managed to hit a few of them there as well. And Violet is good for the cleanup. And what a beautiful fight for Team Vision. A Captive Sun and done. Now they get to hold onto a lot of their other ults for this big final fight on point. And it is looking good for them. 4 ults also up from Twisted Minds, including his Captive Sun, but big brawly ults on point are all even. The Ray, the Annihilation, the Symbol. It's a TP out for a bit of space. Psycho's going to peek back. Pinned in a bit for slow dive. Captive Sun from Psycho to start it. Symbol to block his opportunity there. Psycho's just going to hold it. Wants someone to step over. Will just take the damage on the Ram. Ray comes out to save AMTP. Later Ray from 1 as they try and take a bit of a step forward. AMTP is looking for Yubi in the back. Trying to use this Ray, but they don't get too much meaningful damage. TP harassment onto the Juno with the backline. Astro is under pressure, as is Psycho, but they do stabilize, and Yubi now drops the Symbol through. It's going to be a full stabilization. They've actually punished Troy in the back here, so player advantage for Twisted Minds. Much later Symbol. They're slowing it down here, and Yubi's going to find Violet. That's a 2-player advantage now. They can really swing forward. They've lost Yubi on the way in, but they should be good for the cleanup. It's just his last 2 players to deal with. Torpedo swing coming out, and Astro will finish the job there. They'll clear everyone off the low ground, and Twisted Minds can reset, stabilize, everything like that. Twisted Minds win the big, long ult layering fight. And we'll get another reset. We're going to have Violet with a Captive Sun very soon. Got the first one a little quicker than Psycho. Going to get the second one a little quicker than Psycho. And a chance now to hit him on the rotation. Team Vision, they need to find a TP to get round here. Can they rotate underneath? That's a go-to TP in a lot of these situations. Looks like they have actually TP to the high ground instead to flip it. Force them around. Violet's about to have this Captive Sun. Astro has a Ray advantage though, so if they get to that Ray, Twisted Minds should be able to stabilize. All on Violet to find the connection here. He's looking on the left-hand side, looking for Astro. Does he get the hit? Can he trigger it? He does trigger it. That's Astro dying before the Ray. Now he's going to go push Psycho. Violet trying to take over with a Captive Sun, but Quartz helps him win that duel. Psycho and Quartz trying to stabilize at the back here. Slow dive throwing down more pressure, and AMDP is walking all over him. KSA is backed off to the choke. Desperate to get this next form. He's going to catch a bowler in the face as well. Minimal damage, of course, with those arms up. Yubi is now back, but there's so much damage. There's a Ray from 1. Astro's going to try and mirror it now. Yubi peeks out. KSA is so low, but the Ray is just about keeping him alive. He's also low, but AMDP can't find the damage through all the healing. They keep going. Captive Sun from Psycho, and AMDP is going to get blown up by that. Twisted Minds, they hold on. They hold the line. They pocket KSA through everything. And Astro's back just in the nick of time for that rain. That keeps KSA alive even longer. The storm has been weathered. And Twisted Minds stabilize again on the high ground ult situation, looking very similar for both teams here. Annihilations and Symbols. So Twisted Minds, defender's advantage. playing the high ground. What they can do in a lot of these situations is just play it slow. Force Team Vision to use one of their ults first. Then just respond with their own one. Mirror the ultimates. Keep it steady. Of course, it's going to take a lot. Same TP from Vision to open up a bit of space on the second to the opposite side. Trying to walk through. Oh, he's just pre-firing one and eventually one. Can't resist it. Walks in. This is a great fight for Twisted Minds because they're going to get all the time off the clock for this one without having to spend any of their ultimates. Slow dive will get taken down too. They did lose Quartz, but Quartz will be back soon enough. And Team Vision have to go again. And it feels like once it's going to be Violet and his captive son that might prove to be the difference maker. He's found kills with all of his previous ones. Obviously, there's a lot of ults now in the mix as well, but if he could even just force some of these ults out of Twisted Minds a little bit earlier, could be important for them. Twisted Mind, slow it out. TP to flip to the high ground again. Throwing out these right clicks, creating a bit of space. Team Vision getting close. Choi there, bit of harassment. KSA on top as well. He's going to kill Choi. The sim wall does come out, but it is a very shallow sim wall. Violet just shooting KSA, but he's going to push for the kill, but there's Annihilation. Violet's going to regret that one. KSA baited him in. The payload is moving, so Twisted Minds have to be careful. KSA is very much split. He's going to take the battle here with a Freya. Arms up. He's so low. 100 HP, but KSA gets another one. KSA just hiding in the room. He's won these two one-on-ones. And Twisted Minds will stabilize as a result. Captive Son from Psycho to finish the job. All the ults there. And they will give a hold on second. Well played by KSA. You can see Violet just not aware of the ult situation, right? He thought he could go and get that kill. He thought KSA had killed himself with that kite into that room. But KSA had another form timing. Well, through the Annihilation. And he turns that one. No problem on him.
كان فارق معنا فايلت الصدق برضو جاب يا اخوان انا لاحظت شيء انه جاب الميجر بيرك بسرعه اسرع من ساكا بكثير اعطاها الافضليه فبنشوف ذاك
Call an ambulance but not for KSA. Yeah, really well played by KSA. Obviously like Violet could and should have known better, but this is a great hold for Twisted Minds, and it feels like Twisted Minds, these are the two maps. Now, Hollywood and Circuit Royale are the two maps they lost yesterday. Does not feel like they're in danger of losing either right now. Now, don't count your chickens before they hatch and all of that, but Twisted Minds with a very pushable distance here. Just need to nail that snowball in second. Will I be having the usual interviews before the Esports World Cup? Yes. I don't know who with yet. I'm going to do it much closer to the time, maybe once people have started boot camping and such, and then I'll sort of take it from there.
خلينا نشوف اذا بيكمل ولا لا. غالبا الصراحه راح يكمل. انا ما ادري ليش الناس ما يلعبون زن ذا الماب. احسه قوي.
اي والله قوي مره.
ممكن لو في سمبل يلعب معنا زن، بس برضه حتى يوم كان في سمبل كانوا يلعبون الان. هولد كلوز من تيم فيجن. لازم يحرق وقت.
Oh, sorry, I was reading a message. KenX uncoachable when? Some point in the future. Frothy fully uncoachable when? Some point in the distant future. Your husband is a terror to Mrs. Ramatra. Is Ramsim comps that strong? In the AGK make it work. They even won. Yeah, I think this is pretty, especially in this type of map, such a flat and narrow map. This type of comp always isn't going to be like high value. You see Psycho actually playing the Ana here, and some of that is because they're not going to be very flanky. There's not too many. You're not going to worry about a Tracer or stuff like this. So instead, you're going to play a greedier Ana. KSA, though, is going to go down on the attack here. What you're going to see from this Ana from Psycho is he's not going to do anything, I think, too expansive. He can use his sleep and nade quite freely just to try and punish AMDP. Sleep him during his form, nade him afterwards. Just try and help KSA win these frontline battles, bully space, give his team all of that to work with. Doesn't work out that way. We're going to have to clear these turrets, slow on the high ground. Decent value. KSA's actually just going to get a kill off it. Wait, Yubi's there as well. They're just beaming him. AMDP is going to be able to die on point here at least. I even trades Yubi for what it's worth. The rest trying to get out, and actually Quartz and KSA are going to maybe have a look, see if they can chase anything, but Quartz doesn't seem too interested actually. Expect for supports to get out, and we'll take a full 5v5 on the next point. Psycho is going to have the nano. We see a lot of sim-based nanos in this. Obviously, gives the sim that survivability that can be so tricky into these Ram Brawl mirrors. Slow and steady. Vision are going to make their stand on this last. They have a captive sun to come back with now. So eyes on that. Nade onto AMDP. Forces for full mount. Torpedo swing there. Violet doesn't commit the captive sun. Now the nano through onto UB. Pressure in. Look at this. Full beam. The slow is good. But Violet gets the TP away in time. And look at AMDP. He's just shredded. Quartz finds a bit of damage over what they need. It's 3v3 though. Captive sun has trilled a little bit. Only 2 players left now. All on slow dive. But the problem is, as a Ramantra alive for Twisted Minds, UB is... Got a sim wall? What? Alright! Twisted Minds macro has been so good and so clean, even in the games they've not been able to win against Alcazar. But a rare mistake from UB in the macro, and this is going to give a significant sim wall advantage, and Team Vision have a chance to stabilize. Second point is very holdable. Troy's going to drop that sim wall in immediately as they push forward on him. KSA going to try and turn with the Annihilation, matching that one. Raze will now come in over the top as well. AMDP has a later Annihilation. Here it comes after that nade, looking for UB in the backline, down to half HP, but AMDP's just been shredded. How on earth have they let this happen? Just coming through, and Team Vision, they had everyone there, but they weren't able to support AMDP, and now with tank advantage, KSA is looking for more, trying to get space for Quartz. Team Vision are clinging on to their space now, but they are getting pinned in, and Psycho with the nade to finish it off. They are looking for more. Bowler out as well. Doesn't find the kill though. They need to try and swing now. They have no choice here, Vision. They have to get out this choke. Nano comes through onto UB again just to try and slam him. Sleep there, and there's the damage burst. They can't save him from that. You see the Anna coming into play. Turbocharge for Sim. Sleep the Ram out of the block, and look at that damage. All smiles from Astro and Psycho and the whole TM gang as they close out Team Vision in 3 quick maps. Much stronger and more convincing performance from yesterday, and now they are going to try and line themselves up for revenge against Alcazar in the Grand Finals. Grand Finals will be best of 7, we'll have a bit of break and all that beforehand. But much more convincing today from Twisted Minds, right? Much more convincing. Still no scarf, they're not winning. It's been known to happen.
يقدمون استمراريه مرعبه، يقدمون اداء ممتاز، بنفس الوقت فيجن والله هارد لك هذا الفريق المرعب، نتمنى لهم كل التوفيق.
Alright, I guess I should grab a drink then. I think we're gonna have a decent sized break here, maybe like 10-20 minutes. So if you want to drink, grab something. You've got time right now before the grand finals start. So I'm gonna be right back as well.
ما حتوقع مثلك ترى، انا قلت 3-1.
لا احس 0-0 دائما توصل باليوم الاخير غير الصدق.
لكن عبد الله الاداء المرعب اللي قدمه تويستد ماينز من كل لاعبينه صراحه. مين يستحق يتوج كام في بي في هذه المباراه؟
شوف
رايكم في الشات، مين افضل لاعب؟ مين افضل لاعب بشكل عام في المباراه كلها؟
احس اخر ماب سايكو كان، بس المباراه كلها احس سبورتات تويستد كانوا فارقين صدق. يمكن فنياستر او سايكو ولا ام في بي، الكل لعب كويس صراحه. فما اقدر اعطي لاعب معين بعينه يعني.
والله بالنسبه لي اعطيها الفني استرو. مبارك صراحه في البقيه اكيد كلهم لعبوا اداء ممتاز، ولا ما نسوي محنك ولا شيء، بس اتوقع ولا التيمت استخدموا فني استرو وخسروا تويستد الفايت. كل التيات والبيت يا اخوان في كل مره، البيم في كل مره، ولا مره مات قبل الفايت، يمكن الا مره مرتين خلال السيريس كامل امام لاعبين عتاوله زي ما يقولون، وايمات خرافيه. ف اهني اللاعب فني استرو اليوم، واضح انه مركز. تويستد ماينز واضح انه يبغى اللقب، لكن قدام مين؟ قدام القادسيه. ف والله راح تكون مجنونه الصراحه فعلا.
الصدق المباراه بتكون صعبه للطرفين صراحه. تويستد اليوم افضل من امس يمكن بخمس مرات. تويستد اليوم عدل اغلاطه، فبنشوف جيم حامي صراحه.
قبل القادسيه، قبل كل شيء ودي اسالك عن فيجن، توقعاتك لهذا التيم اللي كنا نتمنى لهم كل التوفيق. ايش سووا خسارتهم اليوم؟ احس
صراحه تويستد لعبوا افضل، يعني ما بدهم شيء صراحه. احس البندات كويسه، كل شيء كويس، بس احس
انا بالنسبه لي احس في واحد اليوم طافي.
مين؟
يعني اكيد ما احب اقول اسماء، بس احس تشويس وان ما هو مثل امس، ما هو مثل قبل اسبوع، ما هو مثل فيست، شوي غريب صراحه. تشويس وان دائما يلعب بشكل افضل. فاكيد عندنا كلام كثير عن هذا الجيم، واكيد كلام اكثر عن الجراند فاينلز اللي راح نشوفه اليوم باذن الله. فما اطول عليكم، انقلكم لاخوي عمر والاستديو التحليلي.
شكرا برين وشكرا كايوس. ما اقدر اقول الا واو. ما شاء الله تبارك الله فريق تويستد مايندز اليوم جايين بشكل مختلف تماما. تتكلم عن 3-2 في الامس قدام فيجن، قدام نفس الخصم، كانوا متاخرين بنتيجه 2-1، لكن اليوم دخلوا بشراسه منقطعه النظير، قدروا ينتصرون بنتيجه 3-0، نتيجه نظيفه ساحقه، وكلنا محتارين مين كان صاحب الكلمه الاقوى. بكل امانه صارت تفاصيل كثيره، ولكن الاهم انه فريق تويستد فازوا فول سويب. وعشان نعرف التفاصيل هذه اكثر نرحب معنا مره ثانيه الاساطير موي وصالح. اهلا وسهلا.
هلا والله فيك يا عمر.
نورنا يا هلا، هلا بالافضل ديسكاست
يا حبيبي من بعدك. طبعا فازوا فريق تويست يا حسيت مع تويست ماين. فازوا فريق تويست ماينز بنتيجه 3-0. ليش؟ وش تغير بالضبط؟
اول شيء تبدا انت يا صالح.
عندك.
شوف صراحه يعني انت اللي كنت تتوقع تويست يفوزون، يعني تعرف انه
اوكي شوف صراحه اول شيء اللي فرق بالامس عن فريق تويستد مايند، فريق تويستد اليوم داخل احس بتركيز اعلى بكثير. نتكلم عن قراراتهم في اختيار الكومب. شفناه في ماب بوسان كانت سيطره تامه، بالذات انه كيف يلعبون سم، كيف انهم اقتلوا فريق فيديو. نشوف الان ابرز اللقطات اللي صارت. صراحه يوبي كان هو علامه فارقه بشكل مره كبير. ما قدر انه تشوي يسوي له ميرور. هذا الشيء كان
So, alright, the final we all expected, I guess. TM versus Alcacia. I think this is the 5th time they've played each other
يوبي، ولكن تشوي اعتقد انه صعب
in about 2.5 months. What's for... Does anyone know the running score for this stage?
بوسان كان صراحه يعني شيء
Try to do some math. Let's see.
بسيط بالنسبه لتويستد، بالذات حتى من اختياره بحكم انه هو
So, Alcacia won that one, obviously. That was yesterday.
وينر امام القادسيه، فقال اخذ افضليتي من بدري.
Let's check OWCS.
خلينا نقول انه اضمن ماب، وهو اكيد اساسا قبل لا يدخل
Alcacia won those two, so 3-0 to Alcacia. And they won the regular season game as well, right?
وجود لاعب زي فايلوت صعب يا سايكو انك تسوي له ميرور مثلا حتى الياري، يعني زي ما انت.
Yeah, all right. So 4-0 to Alcacia, and there was... What was it called? The Saudi ESL...
هنا نشوف انه كيف ان الوضع
What was it called?
كيف ان تويستد مايند في هذا الماب.
ESL...
نتكلم حتى ماب هوليود بان جدا ذكي من
ESL Saudi.
تويستد مايند باند
ESL Saudi Challenge.
عنهم كانوا سكند باند، بندوا سم، قالوا اوكي
This is
ما
very
عندنا
helpful.
نلعب
ESL Saudi Challenge 2.
يوبي بتريسر. شفنا يوبي سابقا، ولكن اخر مره لعب يوبي هنا بتريسر ما كان بالمستوى المطلوب.
Was it this one?
كنت اشوف انه مو شيء جماعي كثر، كانت اغلاط فرديه متراكمه. شفنا كيف ان فايلوت هنا كان امس مدمر.
Yeah, so
بس اليوم
is this the 6th time then? It's 7-3. Is that for the year, Fargo? 7-3 for the year and 4-1 since the start of, I guess, with the current rosters. Yeah. I think this is with Kellex. Kellex and Simple list. I don't know if they actually played these games, but they were listed on the roster. I think Kellex did, if I remember right.
مستواهم اليوم يعتبر جدا جدا سيء مقارنة بمستواهم امس. ما ادري صراحة، يعني هي 50-50. تويستد مايند اليوم جايين بشكل جدا جدا.
Oh, thanks for the translations, guys. So they're talking.
بس برضه بنفس الوقت يعني هذا مو عذر في فريق تيم فيجن.
Blazing Yubi talking about the differences they've made. Yeah, I mean, this was clean compared to yesterday. Was like a real. It was a bit weird. It was like there was one dogfight map at the start, and then the next 4 maps, even though it went to 5 maps, the next 4 maps were all very one-sided. So Team Vision won the Hybrid and Escort very one-sidedly yesterday, not the case today, but then TM won the push and the Flashpoint at the tail end of the series.
عانوا فريق تويستد، ولكن خلينا نقول ان لعبوها بشكل بيرفكت بالبوينت الثاني والبوينت الثالثه، بشكل مره بيرفكت، ما كان عندهم ولا غلط. لو نرجع مثلا البوينت الثاني والبوينت الثالثه كان اللعب من فريق تويستد تحس
Magic said he'll be back as well next year. Still has passion.
وقفت فتره
We can pay out.
فحرام انك شوي في الهول تكملها. شفنا امس
Choose outcome. Twisted Minds.
فهذا الشيء بالنسبه لي شوف الماب الثاني هو اللي حطم معنويات فيجن وخلاهم يدخلون سيركت.
Impressive how well Kellex is playing. Yeah, unfortunately Alcad don't have Kellex for this event, but he is just Mr. Reliable, isn't he? The glue. Just a winner.
باند مره ذكي باند مي. شفنا امس مي كيف انه من توي كانت مره مزعجه، كانت مخلي كيس يعاني. الان لا، ما في ضدي مي، انا اقدر اخذ راحتي.
They're playing with Haku for this tournament though. Kellex wasn't available.
ويوبي
So both teams playing with a different backline than normal.
ما عدوا هزيمة الأمس بسلام، ما خلوها ناكلها وخلاص next game. لا أبدا، اللي سووه اليوم.
Good main support. Yeah, I think not even just a good main support, but Overwatch can often be a game, especially in EMEA and especially when you play these brawly comps. It becomes less about who is the strongest player. You know, like the classic, the alternative to this is a classic dive composition where a good Winston can make all the difference for you. Whereas in these brawl comps, it very much becomes weak link theory, I think. So you take someone like Haku, who felt like a clear weak link for large parts of Alcacer in Stage 1, you replace him with a better player, and make the same case for Twisted Minds, right? Irony felt like the weak link in Stage 1, replace the weak link, and suddenly everybody looks a better player.
فصراحة شيء خرافي. فنظركم وش غيروا فريق تويستد مايندز اليوم؟
So interesting here as well. Now we saw KSA play exclusively to that, or exclusively in this match. Even though we've seen a lot of TVNT, the tail end of the playoff match, obviously in OWCS, and we saw him yesterday as well. Wait, Fargo's got the stats. They're saying Kellex and Landon are the only players who have achieved 3 OWCS EMEA wins. I guess Landon would have got 2 last year with SSG, and 1 with Alcacer. And then Kellex says did he have 1 with TM last year, 1 with Ents last year, and wait, am I forgetting one? Did he have 2 with Ents last year? Oh, it must have only been 1 last year because SSG. Oh, then obviously, sorry, but 1 without CAD this year, Doi. Yeah, 1 without CAD, 1 with Ents, and 1 with TM. Yeah, you've got to be. Yeah. I mean, they need it. Main supports are often the priority target, Dan. So you got to. Oh, sorry, Dammy. I misread it as Dan. But yeah, doing it with 3 different teams is like it's like a bit more special, isn't it?
اتفق معك هذا صفر صعب جدا انك تختار الام في بي ولكن في نظري ممكن اقول
Don't have to do it without him here though. But honestly, yesterday, you know, yesterday didn't feel any different really, did it? In terms of Alcan's play style, poor Haku put in a really reasonable position. Confirmation we're going to get about 16 and a bit minutes here, so we got time. Grand final every stage he's been in as well. Yeah, that's all right, isn't it? What teams qualify for the LCQ actually? So there is a list of invited teams based on their OWCS finishes. So this includes players, teams like we might be getting a clean feed as well. We had a few issues with a clean feed yesterday, but if we could get it for the grand final, that'd be pretty nice. Brain's hooking us up. Obviously, I messaged Brain, but I should have messaged him earlier because I messaged him and then I realized, this guy's already going to be in the studio, and but he's going to hook us up, hopefully. In regards to potentially 12 teams, do you remember how many matches were played off stage in the 2022 playoffs? No. A fair amount, though. Because I think we only got 1 game. Well, I can do the math for you. Because if I remember it right, in 2022, we only got 1 game on the proper stage. Oh, what? Go anywhere. I think find it there. Show 2022 playoffs. Where is it? Where is it? So, wait, am I? Yeah, I think this was our only game on stage, if I'm remembering right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't see all of my face in the way. 6 games on stage. Now, I might be delusional, but I swear to God we didn't play on stage for this one. Yeah, no, this is the inside stage, I'm pretty sure. Am I? Let's see if we can get crowd shot going. I swear that's the inside stage. Yeah, there's not a single crowd shot, it must be. Yeah, so I think it really was just those ones. Yeah, just 6 games. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 games off stage. Because I remember we had like, we were in, what was it called? What's the name of a place where they do, like BlizzCon? The something convention center. Anaheim Convention Center, is it? I'm pretty sure we were in there, so we had like our own practice rooms for the whole thing. So it was actually a really nice setup. So we had like a whole room, a whole like conference room each, basically. So we had our own space for loads of it. So it was like just a super. It was kind of really like for someone like me who didn't experience the early years of Overwatch League, where everyone just lived in LA, and you just got to see all the other teams all the time. Having just everyone there for like a week, playing all in the same area, all the scrims. You play 3 blocks every day. They'll all be super high quality. You got to play all the Asian teams that you wouldn't normally get to play, like Seoul and Shanghai and all of this. So yeah, actually, in terms of like player and team experience, 2022 was top. In terms of what we got. Do you think the league would have lasted longer if we stayed in the Blizzard Arena instead of doing homestands and going online? No. I think the homestands would have been absolutely killer for the league. I think I can't remember where maybe it was on Coachable, maybe it was somewhere else. But I think if we had done the homestand model, it would have been an absolute travesty. Like if you guys, I don't know if anything was ever made public, but the schedules in terms of flying around everywhere would have been absolutely disastrous. Disastrous, one in terms of costs, and 2 just in terms of like mental health. Like I don't know if anyone's ever spent a period of their life where they are flying and traveling lots, but really can't understate how much just traveling all that much will like take it out of you. And as a result, you'll get less scrim time, less practice time. Any teams that are going, or any teams that end up on like a bad route, or have a few bad games, it will snowball so much. So I think there would have been some serious burnout issues as well. Yeah, watched a good amount of all the old games. I've been coaching really since I'll say 20, maybe late 2017, 2018 mainly. My dad would fly to Turkey from Australia 5 times per year. It would drain him. Yeah, like even when I worked for London, season 6 and 5 of Overwatch League, so 2022, 23, I do one stage remote, one stage there, and I'd go back and forth, right? And then obviously I'd fly out for all the LAN tournaments that we qualified for, and that's nowhere near the level of flights that you would have been required to make for homestands, and that was taxing. That was taxing. So obviously there's versions of it now. Like you look at CS teams, and CS teams travel a lot for different events. Obviously, a lot of that is at least confined around Europe, so it's not like these big long haul flights as often. But it's like a really tough thing. It's a really tough thing, and I think the homestand model would have been an even more extreme version than anything I experienced doing like the back and forth for London, and anything even CS teams currently experience as well. No, I'm pretty sure most teams were losing money on homestands, which also just would have added to the expenses, added to the costs, etc., etc. Oh yeah, Pugs are very much of a back burner. Other stuff in the works. What's this monster of a link? I think this is a version of it. And it seems like a virus, Archie, but I'm gonna click it anyway. All right, is this an example of it? Oh, okay, here we go. Let me see the picture. What am I looking at here? Expected flight times between Overwatch League cities. Fuck. Fuck. Obviously, they would try and do them in, like, groups, you know what I mean? So, like, when they did the homestands, for example, I think, like, who run them? Like, I think Philadelphia ran one, Washington won a couple. So you'd, like, fly to Philadelphia, and you'd play, like, not all the teams would fly, a few of the teams would fly, and then, like, you'd play 2 or 3 matches that weekend or something. Oh yeah, that's a good shout. I can do that as well. Yeah, I think I didn't go to any of the homestands because it was before I was in Overwatch League. I was on Hurricane at the time. But from what Chrissy said, he said the first Washington homestand and the first Philadelphia homestand were popping. But he said the second Washington homestand, it was like way deader in terms of the crowd and the number of people going and everything. Go, create. Remember Brendan's power rankings on how much the teams would be traveling? Yeah, so I think in many ways, the original question was obviously, do you think the league would have lasted longer? I think without the missing the homestands actually extended the esports life. And then when it moved online, that was probably again like an extension. But I don't know if at that point, like, I don't think there was any way to recover from the initial investment being way too much. You know, it could have maybe been got to a sustainable place. But the problem is, sustainable and break even is useless if you're already like 10 million pounds down or whatever, right? Like, good news, we broke even this year, right? But I've spent all these millions of pounds. Please, please, we need to make money back at a faster rate. There's not another Matchmasters sponsor known. When's video one coaching coming out? Chris is on holiday right now, so we're going to record early next week and hope to have it out late next week. Before Overwatch, what did you do? Yeah, I played TF2 professionally, in quotation marks. There was no real money in TF2, but I played TF2, I casted TF2, I wrote articles for TF2, I did all the stuff. So that was my origin. That was the game I was actually good at. And that was like, I guess, my proper introduction to esports. Holiday from what? You don't just go on a holiday to get away from things. It's just nice to go on holiday. Do you still play it? Occasionally, yeah. Yeah, it's probably, I mean, it is, you know, as much as Overwatch is very much my bread and butter now, TF2 has such a near and dear place to my heart. I got married recently, and all of my, like, core friendship group is all people I met in TF2, really. So it's been such an integral part of my life, and I guess my growth as a person, not to get overly sentimental. Yeah, I've played over 10,000 hours, which will... you know, you play a game for that long, it's just part of you, you know? But yeah, so TF2 has been a very fundamental part of, I think, my career, but also my personal life as well. Why don't I just go pro in CS? I'm just not good enough, mate. It's, CS is too hard. Need to actually be able to aim. Even in TF2 I played, where is he? Medic? Which is like a support role. Minimal aiming required, you know? A role that rewards movement and decision making and game sense. And doesn't penalize you if you can't aim that well. But low-key, on the crossbow, I was really good. I was really good. Yeah, I did alright on Soldier. I played a few lands on Soldier. That was like my... I can only play Pocket Soldier, though. Like, Roaming Soldier is like... I think Roaming Soldier's harder. Pocket Soldier, you get more heals. You're meant to do more, but, like, I could, you know... I was always... Honestly, I was really carried by my calling, if anything. Like, in-game leader, a classic case. If you watch CS... A classic in-game leader can't fucking frag to save their life, but at least he'll make some good calls. See with a Harry Hook of TF? No! Do you know who the Harry Hook of TF2 was? Harry Hook was the Harry Hook of TF2. He played TF2. He could barely speak English at the time, but it was like there were no top Spanish players in TF2. Then boom, there's one, Longas. Only a few people remember these names. And then Longas helped bring through like a wave of top Spanish players. So then it was, let me remember the names. It was Longus and Harry Hook as the scout pair, and they were brilliant. Harry Hook was like, can't speak English, limited comms, but he was so good. And then they had Pescanova on Roaming Soldier. Pescanova was so good. And obviously Longus himself, who was a star scout. And then they had Jan. I'm saying things that only Seppu is going to remember now. But then they had Jan on Pocket Soldier. And Jan didn't get that much. He wasn't around for that long. But my god, the aim on Jan was insane. What a team that was. An all-Spanish team. Who was the demo man on that team? Maybe it wasn't an all-Spanish team. I'm going into the archives, guys. I'm going into the archives. G Longas. No, was it just Longas? Here we go. God, what was the team called at the time? Mister, that was it. Let me go, former players. Oh yeah, Timer was on his team for a bit. Let's go all the way up. Mineral was on his team for a bit. Was Lork the demo man? No, Hyper was the demo man, wasn't he? Hyper was the demo man. Bit of a pipe merchant, Hyper. Not that good with the stickies. Dorkin as well. Dorkin was really good. I think there was a point where Longus was benched here for a while. Oh, I can do Preds as well. Before I get too... honestly, I love it every time everyone asks about TF2 because it's such a good... Yeah, that is Mineral, the Boston manager, yeah. Alcancia versus... Let's do it. Lions. Predictions open now if you want to gamble. Ooh, let me cut the VOD